Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, I have to cut this vegetable. Oh, friends, did you see? Chopping something can sometimes be really risky, dangerous, and also time consuming. That's why I have decided to create a compound machine which will help to chop things easily. So this is the model of my compound machine and I have named it the Easy Chopper. This compound machine is made up of various simple machines which works together in order to make chopping easier. So let's see what are the simple machines used here and their functions. So this is a wedge. The wedge is being used for chopping any objects and the object needs to be placed underneath the wedge. The wedge is being pulled upwards or downwards using a lever. So this is the lever. When we move the lever upwards, that time the wedge also moves upwards, and when we move it down, that time the wedge also moves down. And the lever is moved upwards or downwards using a pulley. Here the string is attached to the lever which causes the lever to move upwards or downwards. And the pulley is getting the motion from the wheel and axle. Here when we turn the wheel and axle, that time it causes the string to move up or down, which helps to move the lever up or down, causing the wedge to move up or down. And this makes the chopping easier. Let's see how does it work. So I'm turning the wheel in one direction. And this is causing the string to move upwards, which causes the lever to move upwards, which causes the wedge to move upwards. And when I'm turning it in the opposite way, that time they all are going down. And this makes the chopping easier. Now let's see the scientific principles of these machines. Here the wedge is following the scientific principle that a smaller force applied on the thicker part of the wedge is converted into a larger force by the inclined size of the wedge. So this helps in chopping the objects because when the wedge is thinner and sharper, that time it has more mechanical advantage. So it's easier for chopping. The lever is the wedge is attached to the lever. The lever is a third class lever. The wedge is the load of the lever. This is the effort and this is the fulcrum. So the lever is following the scientific principle that a smaller force applied on the effort arm is converted into a larger force in order to lift the load. Also, when the effort arm is longer than the load arm, that time it has more mechanical advantages. Here the lever is being pulled up or down using the pulley. Here the string is attached to the hook of the lever, and the other end of the string is attached or wrapped around the wheel and axle. Here the pulley is a fixed pulley because here is following the scientific principle that it is changing the direction of the force applied from downwards to upwards, which means if we pull the string downwards, that time the other end of the string moves upwards. And this is getting the force from the wheel and axle. So when we move the wheel and axle, it causes the string to move, the string of the pulley to move, which causes the lever to move and then the wedge to move. Here the wheel and axle is following the scientific principle that a smaller force applied to the rim of a wheel will exert a larger force to the object attached to the axle. So as the object is the thread, that's why it's applying more of force on the thread or the string, which helps in moving these objects easily. And friends, can you see another simple machine here? I have used some screws here. The screws are being used to hold different parts of the machine together. So a screw is used because it helps to hold things tightly so that it doesn't fall apart. Screws follow the scientific principle that a smaller rotational force or torque applied on the shaft can exert a larger axial force on the load. Screws can also amplify force. And screw is a mechanism which converts rotational motion to linear motion and torque, which is rotational force to linear force. And friends, in the real compound machine, you can also use an inclined plane which can be used for moving the object from upwards to downwards. So I hope you understood how this compound machine can help to make chopping easier and how the simple machines are combined together in order to make this task easier. Thank you.